What is going on, but and welcome to a Star Wars Battlefront video. So, we've known for a while that EA have been developing a new Star Wars Battlefront game, and before I even start the video, I want to say that I'm refusing to call it Star Wars Battlefront 2, as it will never truly be Star Wars Battlefront 2. So, throughout the duration of this video, it will only be referred to as the new Battlefront game. Now, with that out of the way, I can get into the video. At Star Wars Celebration a few days ago, EA had a panel specifically for the next installment of the Star Wars Battlefront series. They showed a full-length trailer and discussed in detail what the game will entail. Now, as someone who's a major fan of Star Wars, and was a major fan of the original Star Wars Battlefront games back in the day, I am both excited and terrified at EA undertaking this task. There are a few reasons for these feelings. On the one hand, the last Battlefront game lacked a lot of features people wanted, and without getting into the whole EA sells half a game and charges the rest of it in DLC jokes, just overall it didn't please the fans. However, on the other hand, the game is extremely unlikely to disappoint due to the fact that EA have seen the criticisms to the last game, and they'll not want to lose more fans and potential customers. And by messing this game up, that is guaranteed to happen. So the point of the video I'm making today is to discuss some of the features that I am most looking forward to in the next Battlefront game. Let's go. So the first thing, and probably the most important in the eyes of the fans, is a single player campaign. Now, the original Star Wars Battlefront didn't have a campaign, however, Battlefront 2 did. The campaign took the player for the journey of a clone trooper, who fights through the Clone Wars, the fall of the Republic, and then the rise of the Empire. The campaign was extremely well received at the time, and even today, over 10 years later, many consider it to be the best Star Wars campaign of all time. So, it's possible to understand the disappointment of fans when they realised EA's Battlefront wasn't going to include a campaign a few years ago. However, fast forward to 2017, and right off the bat, EA showed that they're giving players what they want, and they're going to have a full, canon story in the next Battlefront installment. The new campaign is going to follow an elite soldier fighting for the Inferno Squad for the Empire. The story seems to begin at the Battle of Endor and the destruction of the second Death Star, and it will entail the members of Inferno Squad avenging the Empire and continuing through the years to the point where the First Order begins to rise. Now, the main reason I'm excited for this is because the story is following the perspective of what most people would consider to be the bad guys, and it's shown the difficulties they go through when they lose a war, and that's a completely different take in stories other games tend to have. So for this reason, I cannot wait for it, and I honestly think it's going to be amazing. Now, the next reason I'm excited for this game is because of the fact that the game will be played throughout all the different eras seen in the Star Wars films. This includes the Clone Wars, the Empire versus the Rebels, and for the first time, the Resistance versus the First Order. This means lots of different things, such as different planets or opportunities for multiplayer maps, new heroes, as we've seen a bit of in the trailer, and overall it means that players will be able to immerse themselves in the Star Wars universe like we were able to 12 years ago. Concept art was shown at the panel, which depicts battles in different planets throughout the different eras, and this honestly makes me so excited for the game's release in November. So the next thing which excites me is new game modes which are going to be included in the game. In the original Battlefront 2, there was a conquest mode which allowed players to pick a side and try to take over the galaxy and different planets for that faction. Now, there's rumour of this mode returning, and it's also been confirmed that there will be different co-op modes and brand new multiplayer modes for players to experience. Personally, I'm hoping for some form of mini-campaign, or even just the ability to play the main campaign with two players either through online multiplayer or split-screen mode. We also have space battles returning from Battlefront 2, which excites me so much because in EA's Battlefront game a few years ago, there were no space battles, which really upsetted people. You could go in different ships and stuff on the planets, but just wasn't as exciting as being in space, taking on a Star Destroyer. It was just fantastic. And when the DLCs released, they did have a few space battles in the Scarif one and in the Death Star DLC, but it wasn't quite good. You didn't quite have, free reign to go about and do whatever you wanted, like you did in the original Battlefront 2. And they've confirmed that you're going to be able to land in other people's ships, like their, main starships, and you're going to be able to take out different parts of them like that, like you used to be able to do. And overall, it's just going to be absolutely amazing to get to do things like that. And once again, it'll help you immerse into the, kind of Star Wars universe in general. Now, the final thing is something I'm glad I get to talk about, and it's the fact that the game is supposedly not going to have a season pass. Now, this doesn't mean that there'll be no DLC or microtransactions, but it does mean that the amount of downloadable content will be limited compared to EA's first game, and we're going to be very happy with the amount of transactions that are available in the game store. However, this does leave open the possibility of some form of loot crates, which will upset me and also the fans very much. However, EA are not as likely as, say, Activision to focus on the game, or to focus the game on the ability to purchase additional content. So honestly, it doesn't worry me as much as it should. But for now, that's going to be pretty much everything. Like I said before, I am so excited for this game, and if it's done right, it's going to be extraordinary. Let me know if you enjoyed the video, and also let me know what you're most excited about when EA release their new Battlefront game. A like in the video would be appreciated, and consider pressing subscribe while you're at it. But for now, I am going to go. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you all next time. Goodbye.